Islam, you know you have a crazy, dangerous opponent with Arman Sarukian, so sorry to talk about something else, but one guy that keeps talking about you also is Ilia Topuria. Do you have a message for him? He really wants to fight you next year.
No, man. I'm tired to give chance the small guys, you know. It's nothing excited. He's a good fighter, he's a good skills fighter, but I don't want to give him chance. They fight for what? For me, it's nothing. Just his name. I don't need his name. I need the belt.
Islam Makhachev has just dismissed the potential fight against Ilia Topuria, mocking him for being small and not worth his energy. However, his recent opponent Jack Maddalena leaned toward Islam, admitting it was a tough call. He respected Ilia's power and growth, noting his added size and strength, but felt Islam's natural size and control could be the deciding factor.
Who do you got winning? Islam or Ilia?
Man, I don't know. I think Islam.
For real?
Yeah. Ilia's good. I just reckon the size would be a lot.
He got bigger. He said he started taking creatine or some shit.
Yeah, he was big. But then again, Ilia he's a heavy puncher, right? If he can keep it on the feet and land punches, be a good fight. It needs to happen. I think a lot of people want to see that.
Moreover, Chael Sonnen argued that once Islam Makhachev tests himself at 170 pounds, a return to 155 is unlikely because fighters almost never want to go back to being the smaller man.
I don't believe Islam is aware is that when he experiences life at 170 pounds, he's never going to go back to 155. There's nobody in fighting that wants to be smaller. There's nobody in life except for a dude that's obese that wants to be smaller. If Ilia would like to come to 170, then that would be the move. It would not be in line with the history of the sport to have success and then cut weight to try to have success. You were going to change weight classes, you would take Islam to 185 and you would put him with Jemai. Like this idea of 55 and of this magnificent fight between Ilia Topuria. I know that Islam and Ilia, they want that to be a huge fight, but they're just wrong. You don't sell one more t-shirt, one more bag of popcorn, you don't do one more dollar at the gate with Islam versus Ilia than you do Patty the Batty versus Ilia.
Arman Sarukian questioned whether Ilia Topuria has truly earned comparisons to Islam Makhachev. He said Ilia should first deal with an elite grappler to validate his standing, and suggested that many of Topuria's recent opponents were past their best.
If he beat me, he's gonna be on the same level as Islam. He gotta beat like someone like me, you know, who can wrestle.
Yeah.
He just had easy fights on his career, you know. He beat legit fighters, but not on their prime. If he met Volkanovski 4 years ago, Volkanovski just eat him.
Merab Dvalishvili admitted that a matchup between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria would be extremely difficult for Ilia, but he refused to count him out.
Who do you think wins if Islam and Topuria fight?
I hope it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a tough fight for Ilia, for sure. Ilia make you either shoot him, which is he will stop, or no, Islam has to strike with him, and then striking, we all know how Ilia fights and how dangerous he is and how knockout power he have. So it's gonna be a tough fight for Ilia for sure, like every fight is, but I believe he can finish Islam Makhachev.
Dustin Poirier pushed back on the idea of Ilia Topuria jumping straight to 170 to chase Islam Makhachev. He described Islam as a large and imposing lightweight, and said that from his perspective, Ilia would clearly be the smaller fighter.
I think him going to 170 to fight Islam, if Islam wins, is a stretch, you know. Islam's big, man. I've never seen Ilia in person, but he seems smaller. I know, obviously, he can knock anyone out. I do think if they fight, Ilia can knock anybody out from 45 to 170. He has the skills, the power, the technique, and but we've just never seen him in there with somebody that big and somebody with that caliber of wrestling. But I think he should defend the 55 title a few times before that's talked about. We'll see.
Max Holloway said that if Ilia Topuria keeps winning and decides to move through divisions, it would be hard for anyone to deny him that opportunity. He labeled the potential fight a massive attraction and spoke highly of Ilia's explosive finishing ability.
I mean, we see what happens, you know, if he does that on the run that he's doing. I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that, you know, and that would be a freaking huge super fight. And with him having the punching power he has is just unreal, bro. So you can't count him out or whatever in anything. But I mean, who's to say? You know, that's not my job. I mean, if he goes up, like, he goes up. You know, he's his man. You know, do I want that fight back? 100%. But And I can't be like, hey, stay down here, blah, 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 and cry about it. So at the end of the day, if he does that, which he probably deserves it, not probably, he deserves it. So I think that would be a fun fight too. I think that it'd be super interesting if that fight ever was booked.
Bilal Muhammad criticized Topuria for trying to skip the usual route at lightweight. He insisted that Ilia should first prove himself against established contenders such as Arman Tsarukyan or Justin Gaethje before chasing Islam.
I think he needs to earn it. I think he needs to fight either Oliveira or Justin or even Patty right now to show the fans that, all right, he is a lightweight. Because you're going to look at it and then you're going to see how much bigger Islam than is him. And then there are people who are going to say the same thing that what happened when Islam beat Volkanovski. Oh, well, you just beat a 45er. That's all you did. He's smaller. Look at his title reign. It was a 45er, another 45er, but Volkanovski at the time was #1 pound for pound.
Mateus Gamrot said the matchup sounds exciting on paper, but raised concerns about Topuria's physical dimensions.
For me, interesting fight, but but I don't know. Topuria is small guy. Islam is really big guy, and I don't think that Topuria has changed against him. If you wanna fight with Islam, you have to be like big guy, like similar like him, because he's good everywhere. But if your body is smaller than him, so you don't have change for sure.
Bo Nickal called Islam Makhachev the clear leader in the pound-for-pound discussion, but did not dismiss Ilia Topuria's chances. He pointed to how competitive Volkanovski was in wrestling exchanges and suggested that Topuria could create similar problems.
I think he's the pound-for-pound #1 right now. And I think he's going to win. Happen. And what makes me think that Ilia will do really well against Islam is that Volk's first fight with Islam. I'm like, man, Ilia's wrestling is way better than Volk's. And obviously, you could see how the striking went.
Jorge Masvidal showed complete confidence in Ilia Topuria's grappling defense. He praised Ilia's aggressive mindset and his ability to shut down takedowns, saying he would confidently bet on him.
I'd bet the house on Ilia. His grappling, offensively, it's very good. If you shoot in on this guy's legs and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put your ass to sleep.